So we have a lot on our document, but I feel like it's deceiving because we don't actually have much to talk about, but we do, but we don't.
Right. This is it's just a list. Like, you're going to tell me, hey, the Ahsoka show is coming in 2023. And I'm going to say, all right.
Exactly. It's going to be a fun one today. I have more alcoholic Mountain Dew. We got a bunch of Star Wars news
Code
to talk
Red
about.
tonight.
Ow, I just hit my hand on my desk.
The desk jumped right out at you.
It sure did. Came out of nowhere. Yeah, all sorts of stuff to talk about today. Sam is already in the chat. What's up, Sam? How are you?
Hi, Sam.
Hope you're doing well. Yeah, so everyone, welcome. Welcome one and all to the Whatnauts Captain's Log number 189.
Yes. True.
My name is Kyle Springer, and I am joined by Melissa Wilkinson. Melissa, what's going on with you? How's your week been?
It's good. I'm drinking out of my donkey glass. Haven't done that in a while. Feels nice. Donkey and Puss in Boots, they're both on this collectible glass from the film Shrek 3.
Is this like
Shrek the Third?
Is this one of those like Burger King or McDonald's like collectible glasses like they used to do back in the day?
Yeah, I see a McDonald's on the bottom.
Amazing. Sam says she sees a dragon on the cup.
Yeah. It's just sort of like a clip art dragon, though. It's not like Donkey's actual wife. I might have her in another glass. I don't remember.
I gotcha. Okay. Well, yeah, I have my alcoholic Mountain Dew. It's not exactly Code Red. It's black cherry is the thing. Which
okay.
Cherry is kind of the flavors they put in Code Red. So it's basically
I never
the same.
really thought about it. I thought it was just red flavor.
It's
like amalgamated red.
There's probably
like,
some other
all
flavors
the mini
in there
reds.
Too.
Right.
But
strawberry, hot cinnamon, ragu.
So speaking of hot cinnamon, when I bought all of this Mountain Dew, I saw more of the flaming hot Mountain Dew, which I thought was supposed to be a like limited time only thing. So apparently the can that is like super blurred right back there.
On display?
Oh, it's on display. It's been on display since I got it.
Wow.
It's back there. It now is worthless because it's not it's no longer limited.
I mean, it might have been a limited supply, but like if Walmart doesn't sell out of those cans in 3 weeks, it's not like they're like, okay, put them in the back.
Now.
Let them cover with dust.
Like it was sold out everywhere because you could only get it on their store, on their website. And then, of course, scalpers started putting them online elsewhere. That's how I got one. But yeah, I saw it there and I was like, oh, man, there's more Flamin' Hot Mountain Dew. That's kind of wild. Wait, I thought that was limited. Oh, no, that means my can's not special anymore.
We've all learned this lesson. Like Beanie Babies won't get you much.
Right.
Trading cards.
I mean, certain ones will. Certain ones
and trading cards have kind of come back. So maybe we look forward in the future to a can in collectible, big trade in collectible soda cans for novelty sodas.
Interesting. So I just had my first sip of the black cherry alcohol hard Mountain Dew. This can is black and red, as you might
much like Darth Maul,
right? Yeah. And it has a bear on the front here. I don't know how well you guys can see that one, but yeah. It's. I think I like this one better than the regular Mountain Dew one.
Okay.
Because I feel like this is like. What like we've looked at it in the past, but like there is no distinct like Mountain Dew flavoring is this one thing.
Yeah,
it's kind of an amalgamation of stuff, but since this is more
lemon and lime being that stuff,
right? So it feels like this is a much more like succinct flavor, if that makes sense. Mountain Dew Black
I had a
Cherry.
question for you.
Mm-hmm.
Have you ever tasted the difference between black cherry and regular cherry? If you are given a black cherry product, do you know that that's what it is? If you were given a regular cherry product when you were expecting black cherry, are you disappointed?
I feel like black cherry is one of those marketing techniques that they do to try and like make it edgy, like market it for men, right?
Really, because I am seeing a black cherry Yankee candle. Not to say that a man or anyone of any gender can love a Yankee candle. Is the flame burn in your heart? Yankee Candle is for you. I'm seeing it in like sorbet, yogurt.
Yeah. I don't know if black cherry actually has a different flavor.
I'll have to get 2 cherries and try it out for myself.
Yeah. But
only 2 cherries, only one of each. Go to the farmer's market, right. Ask them to give me a single of each batch of cherry.
Yeah. But yeah, like I feel like it is more of a marketing technique. Or even like, I mean, they do it double on here because it's hard Mountain Dew, right? Like regular Mountain Dew is soft. It's for babies, right?
That's Nerf Mountain Dew. This is like a real football.
Yeah. Exactly. It's hard Mountain Dew, black cherry, right? This is extra edgy.
What other fruits need modifiers beyond the black cherry? Sometimes you get a blood orange, which I know is a separate fruit, but I've honestly also never tasted the difference between regular and blood orange. Do we need intimidating banana?
I don't know if intimidating banana is the one that will light the fire in everyone's hearts to go pick up whatever it is.
No, I don't support negging, but if you apply the strategy to a food, would it work? Like if there was a banana flavored popsicle or something, and it's like, you cannot handle this banana, I might say, no, I can. Don't tell me I can't. I'm desperate to impress the banana now. I take it home.
See, I feel like you have to use this like kind of common. I guess it's fairly common knowledge that like I think we've mentioned it here on the podcast before, but like the banana flavor that we know now is not a real banana. So you have to market it like less as like intimidating banana, but like original banana or like OG
original banana.
Yeah.
I like that. Yeah. And then have I had anything that's flavored like the regular bananas we have now? I don't know. I think they're all flavored like the extremely rare, nearly extinct Big Mike banana.
Yeah.
And which is honestly all you need to call it.
That's
Big Mike.
Big Mike banana. But like I feel like you can also do. I'm like, wheels are spinning in my head here. I'm thinking, okay.
This is a lot of noises.
I feel like you could almost rebrand sour apple as poison apple.
Ooh,
that'd be interesting. Of course, no one would probably want to buy it if it's poison, but. It is like
people do it. People understand the difference between like people are going to know this is a joke. I can't really buy a poison Jolly Rancher on the shelf at my local CVS.
Well, you never know. But yeah, like I feel like you could do something like that. There's still all of those like cotton candy grapes and
stuff those
like
that. Those are good.
So
have you had the Cosmic Crisp apple?
I don't think I have.
It's like the king of apples. It's big. The ones I've gotten are huge. Picture like not your fist, but like your dad's fist or the biggest dad you know. Picture like that fist. And that's how big this apple is.
Big old dad fist. Thinking of it right now.
It's called the Cosmic Crisp because it's got all these little speckles on it that almost look like a star
Stars.
effect, right?
Interesting. Okay.
And it stays fresh for a very, very, very long time. And it's juicy. It's flavorful. I loved it. I brought them to my family for Christmas. Like I went to each, Christmas 2020 for each household, for each family member. I'm like, here's one big apple for you. With think of me.
That's funny. That's funny. What else? What else could use a good modifier? I feel like
Pear needs the help.
Pear absolutely needs the help.
Pear, first off, Pear is so rare. You could just put Pear on something, and that would draw in the crowds of me and other secret Pear fans. But maybe that's why Pear is so rare. It doesn't sound cool enough.
That's it.
Secret Pear.
Secret Pear.
You're in the know. If you're like a Pear fan, you're in the club. It's like you got on this fruit before it was big.
I happen to not be one of those people. I'm not big on pear flavors or a pear itself. But that I'm not gonna like not eat it. It's just not my favorite. So there you go.
It's never anyone's favorite. Poor Pear.
Poor Pear. But yeah, so that's my update on Heart Mountain Dew. Black cherry.
Code red.
I like this one.
Black cherry. It's like not officially code red, but it's like notice there is red.
It's coded
alert red. Right, it's coded red. This is better than regular. And we're going to develop a sliding scale. And next week and the week after, you will rank them all.
The last thing I will say is that I feel like you could taste the alcohol more in the regular one. Like it had that alcohol, like that generic alcohol aftertaste, which I think the cherry masks it in this one here. So there you go. That's our little Mountain Dew segment there.
That's our little Mountain Dew segment there.
By the way, Sam, thank you for the correction on the pronouns. Let's see, what else do we got here? We have all sorts of stuff to talk about, but the first thing that I wanted to mention here is the Eisner Award nominations. Now, Melissa, are you familiar with what the Eisner Awards? I mean, I'm sure you can figure it out by what I have written down here, but have you heard of them before? Are you familiar with the Eisners?
I am. Yes. They were named after Will Eisner, the guy who did The Spirit.
Yep. Yeah, exactly. So they announced the Eisner Award nominations today, which is, they're just like best ongoing series, best writer, best letterer. It's all for comics and stuff like that. So they have a whole list on comiccon.org. Which I'm not going to go through the whole list of all these nominations because it's only the nominations, but I thought I should mention a couple of these because a few of them are things that we have covered on the review show or creators we've done something of on the review show. So first up, in best ongoing series, Something is Killing the Children was one of the nominees, which we did that last year for Halloween on the review show.
Yeah.
So
excellent.
Good on it for making best ongoing series. And then to follow that up, James Tinian IV, who writes Something is Killing the Children, was nominated for best writer. He's also writing a book that I am reading, which I think is also on like best ongoing series or something like that, called Department of Truth, which is a really, really good one that I enjoy a lot.
I've heard of that one.
It's also a horror book, but it's very unconventional. It's about the nature of truth and what people believe. And like how belief in something can affect whether something is real or not. And so it's more on like conspiracy theories and like creatures or monsters that like we're unsure if they exist or not. as well as like political scandals and stuff like that, and just how if the majority of people believe something is true, then it kind of becomes true. And so there's a department, like a secret department of the government, that is trying to keep these beliefs in check and stuff like that. So you guys don't all start believing in Cthulhu, and all of a sudden he exists because just so many people believe, right? So yeah, it's really good. It's fascinating. But yeah, congrats to James Tinian for getting nominated for Best Writer. And then I know I've mentioned on the show many times The Many Deaths of Lila Starr. That's one of my favorite books of recent years, and I think I might put it up there as like one of my favorite comics, period. It got nominated for Best Limited Series. And then its creators, Ram V, was nominated for Best Writer, and Felipe Andrade was nominated for the Best Penciler and Inker. And he was also nominated as Best Coloring, along with Inez Amaro, who all worked on that book there. So congratulations to them.
Very nice.
And last but not least, Bubble won
for
Best Adaptation from Another Medium. That's when I was like, oh my God, that we did that so long ago on the review show. It's an audio drama.
It's a very fun audio sitcom. Yeah, and then it was adapted into a graphic novel, and it's by podcaster Jordan Morris, among other creative forces. But I listen to Jordan Morris's podcast, Jordan Jesse Go, every week. And he's talked about it a lot, and he's very proud. That's very awesome. Happy for him.
That's so
cool. I'm gonna have to pick this one up.
Yeah, it's an interesting one for sure. So congratulations to all of those people and creators and books and stuff like that. Comics are cool. Comics are fun.
Comics, cool.
They sure are. They really are. Well, there you go. That's that stuff. What do you want to do next?
Tell me this Paul Bay one. No, okay. It's Paul Bay. Paul Bay is next. Let's just do all the comic stuff.
Of comics, yeah. So we got to interview Paul Bay a while back. That was last year sometime. We've been fans of Paul Bay and his work for a while. He's done some podcasts. He's written books. He writes for TV. He has an upcoming show with Daniel Day Kim starring in it. All sorts of neat stuff. But we also he did an audio drama podcast for Marvel a while back, which we also covered on the review show. And I guess Marvel asked him to write the introduction to Marvel Voices Identity, issue 1, which is kind of a series that Marvel has been doing. I don't know how new it is, but it's fairly recent. And it's a series that highlights different creators of who are people of color, different ethnicities, stuff like that. And since this month is Asian Pacific American Appreciation Month, they're putting out one for those creators, and he got to write the intro. So
nice.
There you go. I think it's out today, if I'm not mistaken. I think
it is Wednesday.
Yes.
That's comic day.
Indeed. So good on Paul Bay. Tip of the hat. Congratulations. So that's cool. That's fun. But yeah, that's kind of it for comic book stuff that we got here. We got a few other pop culture news things that we can dive into. That we can do. I feel like I've been dominating most of the conversation though. So how about we
How about
finish up this first half of the podcast with your question that you've written down here.
No, we don't have to. We don't.
Sure.
No. Let's do this big news chunk.
Okay.
Let's knock them all out. Good. Well,
Dang.
let's clap. Let's clap for Paul Bay. Let's talk about Stan Lee. This is a news item I hadn't heard about.
This dropped today. To be honest, not sure how I feel about this. This is a bit of a strange one. But Marvel has made a deal with so that they can use Stan Lee's likeness in future MCU projects for the next 20 years. And I love Stan Lee. Fantastic. As technology improves and deepfakes become more and more real and CGI becomes more like quicker and can just do better jobs, it's a little strange to know that someone's likeness could potentially be used in a way that is just like it's almost so freaking real. Like it's weird to me. This doesn't necessarily mean that they will use him, but they have the rights to if they want to for the next 20 years in MCU. So I mean, this might even be just like, hey, we want to include a picture of him in the background.
This is what I was imagined that it was. Like you will see his photo, you'll see his photo on the wall. Maybe they will, if they're doing a large digital crowd scene, there might be a tiny stand back there. I don't think they're going to recreate him like the Tupac hologram.
Imagine him like a Stanley hologram right next to the Tupac hologram interacting.
Wow, I hope they'd be friends.
I hope so too.
This is the next stage. If you're going to have holograms, at least like have them interact with each other. Hologram to hologram. Not looking at us, the audience, at all. It's like we're not there. They're not here for us. They're here to have a conversation with each other.
Yeah. Just be like, wow, Tupac, what comics did you read when you were a kid?
Maybe they have other things to talk about. Maybe they both have sunglasses.
Maybe they do, yeah. What's your favorite brand of sunglasses, Tupac? Excelsior!
This is a wonderful question. If Stan Lee ever said the name Tupac Shakur aloud during his lifetime.
I wonder. Wow. Yeah, what did he think if he heard, what was his reaction? Now I YouTube reaction video. Stan Lee reacts to gangster rap to Tupac Shakur. God, that'd be funny. But yeah, so that is a thing that I guess came out today that Marvel made that deal there.
Interesting. It does seem like something he would enjoy, knowing that he can still appear in these movies that meant a lot to him.
Sure, yeah. And I know, if I'm not mistaken, I think the deal was made through his company. I think it's called POW Entertainment or something.
Purveyors of Wonder.
Yeah. So I think the deal is somehow through that with his estate and something like that, but hopefully we get some more tasteful Stan Lee Easter eggs in the MCU down the road. So there you go. Star Wars had a field day. This week. It kind of felt strange because it wasn't May the 4th and it wasn't Star Wars Day. Like it wasn't the Star Wars celebration, but I feel like we got the most Star Wars news this week rather than either of those stuff. There was a big variety article that came out this week, which I did not get to read because it's behind a paywall. Right.
Well,
I think they give you one of them for free, and I don't know if that's per week or per month
drugs.
Or just right. Yeah, here's your first taste, right? And And I was
Do you crave the variety?
I wandered on this and I didn't plan on reading this whole thing, so I just wasted my one time.
Oh no!
So
They should just let you come back to the same article multiple times. Really live in it.
yeah. Something like that. So we got a lot of news. First up, John Watts, who just stepped down from directing the Fantastic Four, is developing a Star Wars show. We don't know much, but the project title is Grammar Rodeo, which is apparently
that's fun.
reference to something in The Simpsons. That's all I know about that. I don't know what it is.
Yeah, that makes sense. That's definitely something Lisa or like Martin Prince went to, like a spelling bee, a geography bee, a grammar rodeo.
So I saw that from Eric Voss on Twitter, and he mentioned that's what the project name was. I'm sure that was in the Variety piece somewhere in there that I could not see. But yeah, he said that's a Simpsons reference to one of the best Simpsons bits. But supposedly, this is a coming-of-age story about 4 kids set after the original trilogy and during The Mandalorian. No, it's not a Matt Groening style Star Wars animated series. Though that,
if only.
Don't they have? They have a Family Guy one, but don't they have like a Simpsons related like Star Wars thing? They've been in The Simpsons, right? Like Luke and Leia.
Not exactly. Mark Hamill was on. He played himself in an episode of The Simpsons once. That was delightful. There are the Family Guy Star Wars episodes. There are the Robot Chicken Star Wars episodes.
There is, yeah.
And then I have told you about Detours, correct?
I think so.
This was an animated show that George Lucas worked on with a lot of the creative team from Robot Chicken and various other animation and comedy writers. That was a Star Wars comedy show. And I think it was like a lot of little sketchy bits. It was animated and they made like 39 of them. They made like a full animated series of them. This was the last piece of Star Wars that George Lucas had direct creative input on. And then Disney bought Star Wars.
Star Wars Detours.
Star Wars Detours.
Okay.
And like it didn't really fit in with anything. It's just sort of this oddball
I've never heard of
comedy series unrelated to any canon. So it exists. Like it's done. Disney just hasn't released it. They've not announced that they are going to release it. It's like the last piece of Star Wars like nobody can really get their hands on. But I think I read that like there is a copyright for it that is still active, so it's possibly plausible that they could release it one day.
Yeah. Interesting. I had no idea that this existed. Yeah,
you had some idea, because I know I've told you this before.
So I'm looking at the logo, which is this like super like 50s style sign.
Yes.
But with the Star Wars font, and like it really does not look like something Star Wars. If that makes sense. Like it's an oddball just based on the logo.
Yeah, imagine the whole show.
I guess. Wow. Did not know about Star Wars Detours. So that explains why John Watts is now no longer on the Fantastic Four.
And I think this sounds like a really good match for his style. He's really excelled with this coming of age stories in the Spider-Man movies.
Yeah.
This seems like a good place for him. I'm happy he's there.
There you go. Ryan Johnson, who made I don't even remember the name of the one that he made. It was
the Middle
Jedi.
One.
Yeah, the second one in the new trilogy. So he was reportedly working on his own trilogy. I feel like that got put on the back burner a while ago, but they reconfirmed that it exists. Like it exists in development, but it is still on the back burner. Like they're not focusing on this right
Yeah, I think because he did Knives Out, and then maybe nobody expected Knives Out to do that well, and he's making Knives Out 2 and 3.
Yeah.
A man of several trilogies.
His star, because they announced his trilogy before his movie came out, and then his movie came out and it was real controversial. So I that was also just like, well, okay, maybe think about this one a little bit more, rethink it. You can focus on Knives Out for now. But there's that. So.
Yeah, which I hope he does come back to it. I did like a lot of what he did with The Last Jedi. I didn't mean to disrespect it by calling it the middle Jedi, but it is literally the one in the middle. Yeah, I hope that the popularity of Knives Out buys him some goodwill from people who didn't like The Last Jedi.
Yeah, he's a great director. Period. Like it was one of those things of like it harkened back to a lot of things in Star Wars that a lot of people didn't like, but his other films usually are fantastic. So he has the chops to make something super cool. So to see him do his own thing on his own trilogy, playing in a space that doesn't necessarily need to focus on the Skywalker story or something like that, should be neat. But it's on the back burner for now. So next up, Taika Waititi's Star Wars film.
Forgot about this one entirely.
Yep, this one is out there somewhere. Is apparently being released before Patty Jenkins' Rogue Squadron film, which apparently got a little bit of a delay. I know she's had some. She had if I'm remembering correctly, she had some issues. I think she said some stuff that was not great or something like that. I could be wrong on that though. But her movie got a bit of a delay, but I'm super stoked for her movie on that one because it's Rogue Squadron, and that's one of my favorite Star Wars video games from back in the day. But yeah, Taika Waititi's also making a Star Wars film. This guy's a busy dude. He's making
very
stuff
busy
all the time.
We're watching him this week. We're watching Our Flag Means Death, and it's a delight.
Yeah, indeed. Next up in the Star Wars news, the Cassian Andor show is still happening this summer. And it is apparently the story of an immigrant watching his home become radicalized by the Empire. So I'm excited for that one. Should be cool. Then some smaller updates. Mandalorian season 3 is coming at the end of 2022, start of 2023. And Ahsoka's show is coming in 2023. Melissa, what do you say to that one? All right.
I say all right. I say good for her.
I'm stoked. That's going to be a great one. That's the one I'm like most excited about. Like, give me the Ahsoka show. I need it. And then this one I think was the most interesting. We got more information on the Acolyte. Apparently, it's going to be set 100 years before the Phantom Menace. And will be about how the Senate got to the point where a Sith Lord could infiltrate it without a Jedi noticing. So it's going to be that like mystery thriller thing happening in there. And apparently there's some guy named Paul.
Right. Space Paul.
Space Paul.
Cosmic Paul. Paul of the Stars.
So yeah, I'm also super interested in the Acolyte because that is one that is I think the most different. From everything
it's different.
Else here.
It's mysterious.
Yeah. So
and I
Star Wars
I like the architecture of the prequel trilogy.
Sure.
I like the way all the buildings and settings looked. And with this recent run of shows, we've been very much in sand. And I'm very happy that this gives us the opportunity to maybe go to Coruscant with some like skyscrapers and like massive Senate halls.
Yeah, everyone is kind of tired of like, why are we still in sand? Sand, I hate it. Gets everywhere.
Right.
So there you go. That's all the big Star Wars news that happened this week. But it got me super excited because it felt like a disappointing May the 4th, kind of a disappointing like Star Wars celebration at the end of last month. So at least we got this big piece in Variety. So exciting stuff. Exciting stuff. Well, that is almost that. One more small thing, but I'll do that in housekeeping for pop culture news and all of that stuff. But now I think is the perfect time for us to take a quick break and do some housekeeping, and then we'll be back with the second half of the show after that. So we will be right back. We put a lot of hard work into the shows that we make, and yes, we make multiple different shows here at the Whatnauts, and we'd love it if you check them all out. You can find out more information on our website at thewhatnauts.com, as well as your favorite podcasting platform of choice. When you type in the Whatnauts, all of our shows will pop up right there. Just don't forget to give us a nice rating and review if you like the shows. If you want to support what we do here at The Whatnauts, patreon.com/thewhatnauts is the best place to do that. You can support us for as little as $1 a month. You can get all kinds of exclusive content at the $3 tier. You can also get a shout out and a thank you on all of our shows at the $5 tier. You can support us on Twitch by subscribing to our channel at twitch.tv/thewhatnauts, and we would love to have you all join us for our live streams and talk with us in the chat. And lastly, we have merch. If you'd like to grab yourself a shirt or a sweatshirt or a mug or something else, go to thewhatnauts.com/store to pick up some merch today. And we are back. A big shout out to all of our Patreon supporters. It means a lot that you guys want to support us and put your money towards us. It helps a lot. So thank you. Thank you. Cool things that we have been up to here at the Whatnauts over on Crossplay. Again, we've still been diving into our backlog of stuff as it's kind of a dry spell for video game releases right now. So I've been playing Cyberpunk 2077. It's been fantastic. I really like the game. If it didn't have so many problems at launch, probably would have been a Game of the Year contender. So unfortunately, it had a lot of issues, which sucks. So,
Kyle.
Yes, Melissa.
What does your Cyberpunk look like? How'd you design your character?
So they have a really intense character creator where you can design everything from their hair to their eyebrows and what color they are, to your piercings, to how big your breasts are, to how big your genitals are, to what kind of genitals you have.
Incredible.
All that stuff. How does your voice sound? Is it more feminine? Is it more masculine? Yeah. So I designed it with my girlfriend. We are playing as a woman. She has like pinkish purple hair, or like purplish pink hair is, I think, more accurate. It's a bit of an ombre, so it fades. But right now she's wearing these goggles that like wrap around your head, but they don't connect in the center. And she has like this like green and yellow looking jumpsuit kind of thing, and some boots. It's interesting because you pick up a lot of clothes in the game too, because that helps like upgrade your armor and your health and all of that stuff. But
are they just on the ground?
Looks good. No, you can pick them up off of like people you kill or incapacitate or stuff like that. But not all of the clothes look great, but sometimes they have better stats than what you have. So you end up just with this like mix mash of stuff, and you just look like a fucking goofball. It's great. Yeah,
It's a goofball simulator.
It really is. Like you wear the stupidest stuff. So I just did a quest where I knew it was a trap, but there's this like sketchy guy who's selling this thing on the street. Not gonna go into detail on what it is. You end up passing out. He takes you to some other location and sells you to a sells you to a gang. You wake up butt ass naked with none of your weapons, all of that stuff, and then you have to escape the building with nothing. And so you have to like knock them out, steal their clothes. And so at one point, I'm running around in like combat boots, a gun, and like a fedora,
and a gun,
and that's it.
Wow,
like, titties out, flopping in the wind, all that stuff.
I've got a question about the titties.
Yes.
Now, when you decide how big they are, is there a slider, or do you like pick a bra size?
You don't like pick a bra size.
38D, please.
You pick like small, medium, or large in this game.
Oh, okay.
So it's not super. It's not
3
like
options.
A slider or stuff like that. But you can also pick like the size of your areola too. It's really weird.
Whoa.
Yeah, so you can do all that sort of stuff. That's what I've been playing on for video game stuff on crossplay. You can hear all about it on our video game podcast. On the review show this past week, we read some comics called East of West, written by Rick Remender, sci-fi space adventure. It was an interesting book. To say the least, had a lot of really neat lore and world building, and some.
Wasn't his name Jonathan Hickman?
Did I say Rick Remender? I did say Rick Remender.
I know that is a comics person, but I don't know Rick Remender's credits.
It's Jonathan Hickman. I spaced on that, and now I realize I did the same thing on crossplay. Yesterday when we recorded that, I said Rick Remender. I don't know why Rick Remender's names keep like his name keeps popping up when I think of that book. Oh well, sorry about that. Jonathan Hickman wrote that stuff, so go check out the review show there. We got to talk about all of that, and last but not least, there's a brand new trailer for She-Hulk out. The Disney Plus show for She-Hulk just dropped their trailer yesterday, right as we got done recording crossplay. And so, Melissa, you jumped on to join me for that. So did Ignacio. Talked about our thoughts on that. If you want to go watch our reactions, that's up on YouTube. But yeah, I think that is kind of about it for housekeeping. However, Melissa's camera is frozen. So I think we are going to take an actual break here for a sec. And then we'll be right back after that. We'll be right back. And we're back. Minor technical difficulties there. But yeah, we just got done with housekeeping. So here we are. Second half of the show. All of that stuff. Melissa, you have a question here for us to dive into. Let's dig in.
So I mentioned that this week for the review show, we're watching Our Flag Means Death. And I don't know if you've gotten to it yet, but there's an episode where they crash a fancy dinner party on another ship.
Yep.
And Steed is trying to show Blackbeard how to eat with all these different fancy forks. Like, it's so many forks.
Yeah.
And I'm like, have I ever even seen that many forks? Right. I don't even know if a melon spoon is real or if this is fictional for the show. So I wanted to ask, what is the fanciest event you have ever been to? And how many forks were there?
I'm not super fancy. I haven't been to very many like fancy things or fancy parties. I think the closest you could say would be like a wedding reception, and stuff like that, where I've had to dress up, or like a prom. I didn't go to my high school prom, but I went to one that my church was putting on. And it still had to like to dress up and do all that stuff, but I don't like that's where the fanciness stops, right? Is like I had a matching tie and shoes and it matched her dress and that was about it. Like no fancy silverware, no like pinkies out champagne stuff.
Well, you don't put your pinky out for champagne, Kyle.
Well, I don't know.
Nobody
I'm
does.
not fancy. Maybe they
you
do.
Put that
and I
out
just
for
don't
like
know.
a teacup. It's for tea or like maybe a tiny espresso. Not for champagne. Not for a flute.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think I've been the same. Like, yes, I've been to a prom. I've been to wedding receptions. I've been to places where men have worn ties. But yeah, I've never been anywhere that has unique silverware. And I want to get to that. I don't need so many silverwares, but I want like one kind I've never seen before. Like one weird fork for like a food, like a seafood. This is a shrimp fork.
Like
this is a lobster knife.
Fork or lobster thing if you like seafood. But I don't know. I think I lost Melissa again. She's been having some issues with her Discord. Which is no fun. No fun at all. In the meantime, Sam, yes, I have also heard nothing but great things. I'm watching it now. I can definitely say thumbs up. And also, yes, very gay. So if that interests you, if you want a gay pirate comedy show thing, it's good. It changes tone. It kind of changes what it is multiple times in there. So don't let the pilot deceive you if you are not necessarily feeling the first one. But yeah, it's good. I like it a lot. Well, let's see. We might do a round 2 of Be Right Back. Melissa may have to restart her Discord thing. So yeah, we'll be back again. Stay tuned. Here we are, second time.
I need my equipment updated. I don't even know what the problem is. I don't know which piece to update.
You might just need better internet. I don't know, like pay for a higher tier. I don't know, but here we are. We're back. Round 2 of trying to complete the podcast despite technical issues. But things are a lot better on your end. Like you're much more clearer. You're not like it's kind of pixelated. It's just like your usual self now. So full.
I assure you, I don't
full Melissa.
Right, because I don't have any pixels on my face in real life.
Hopefully not. Episode 200 of the Captain's Log. We do it in person. Wow, Melissa, there's pixels all over your face. What's happening here?
We're just stunned at the clarity and definition in each other's faces.
So
wow,
funny.
I looked real close. You don't have any of those red, green, blue RGB dots. Weird. I thought you always had those. Like you were just born with those.
Good stuff. So fancy party stuff is what we were talking about here.
We were talking about assortments of forks. If my internet's going to cooperate, I'm going to look them up. I'm going to look up fancy forks.
Fancy forks. My roommates had, or my old roommates in Richmond had like 2 or 3 oyster forks. Is that what they are? The lobster fork? I'm not a big
I don't even know.
Fan, so
I'm in the Midwest. Like, for us, seafood is like, we made shrimp cocktail. We grilled a salmon. Like it's no silverware is involved. Oh my God, all these forks look the same. See, this is what intimidates me. I want like one extra of each kind, one extra fork, knife, and spoon.
Gotcha.
To start with. And maybe if I do a lot of fine dining, if I go to a lot of dinner parties, Then I can work my way up to where I've got like the whole spread for like 2 feet on either side of my plate. Just assorted utensils. Yeah. Oh my God, a sugar spoon? I like the idea that I could just eat like a pile of sugar for dinner and I'd have a special spoon to do it with.
Real robot-y. The internet does not like our conversation about silverware. They say, how dare you do all of that stuff? See, to me, fancy silverware is like, hey, I bought metal chopsticks. That's like, whoa, you are serious. You're a serious dude. You like some Chinese food or Asian food, Filipino food, something like that. But that's fancy silverware to me. Just like, whoa, you made it in investment there. Well, it has kind of been an hour. I might call it. I might just be like, hey, you know what? This is the end of the podcast. Bit of a wet fart at the end here. I get it. Not fun. But hopefully Melissa's internet will be working better next week. She said she had a storm where she was today, so that might be part of it. We're not sure, but yeah, I definitely think it is Melissa's internet. So yeah, she just logged off of Discord. So I think I'm going to call it there. If you guys want to find Melissa and follow her on Twitter, she is at WilkyWit. If you guys want to follow me, I'm at YoKyleSpringer.
What does that mean?
And if you guys want to follow all the cool things that we do here at the Whatnauts when we don't have internet issues, we are at the Whatnauts on Twitter. So please go like, share, and subscribe. And we will see you all next time.